You can try this website called Saramin Career. It's a job site here. But the thing is, the whole website is in Korean because they want to hire. Oh, sorry, you know Korean, right? So no, not this one. Go to saramin.com. There is a it's a job site basically. There are a few more job sites in Korea. Is this the one? Yeah. I don't know Korean yet, so yeah. So this is job site. You can have a look. You know Korean, right? So go ahead and try to create an account if you can. The problem, if this is one problem that you have when you are trying to get a job from overseas to Korea. Korea has a very strong way to. Okay, you're saying you're not Korean, by the way. Yes, I know that. Also, I read somewhere that there are a lot of entrepreneurs that are Korean who are really good at both English and Korean. Well, yes, if you're just talking about English and Korean language, vice versa, translation, yeah, that may be a bit more competitive. Okay, if you want to translate to different languages, for example, Arabic, Chinese are very good. There's a very good opportunity there. Japanese, other different languages, that will be easier. Now, having said that, don't lose hope. Now, this is what I'm trying to say. A lot of Korean entrepreneurs, English to Korean entrepreneurs, are generally just, they only translate. They don't have much business knowledge. You know what I mean? Knowing how to translate language is one thing. Knowing how to translate the context of the language is very important. Okay, you cannot. Not all of them could translate different kind of subjects. For example, if it's technology, IT, AI, if it's like industry, engineering, if it's medical, if it's entertainment, the jargons that they use, it may be slow for them to translate those words, and there's a lot of miscommunication going on. So you want to be good at one specific or few specific areas or contexts or subjects, all right? So you're saying, in other words, they are already really good Korean entrepreneurs who has been studying both languages for many years. So why even bother? Yeah, so I'm answering your question right now. So if you're already good in some specific topic, for example, business, and not just any business, but let's just say, okay, IT, for example, okay? Korea is known for export engineering, electronics, Samsung electronics, stuff like that, or medical. So Korea produced medical test kits for COVID-19, for example, right? I guarantee you, there are those companies who are currently producing those COVID test kits would want to export, to bring those test kits out to the world and sell across the world, because the test kits work really fast. I got tested. I got my result in like 4 to 5 hours, which is pretty fast, right? So if you could know a specific industry to be an entrepreneur, that will give you an upper hand advantage against the rest of the people. So don't try to be general English to Korean, vice versa, translator. Be a master in specific topic and industry. Look at a big topic right now, a big industry right now, which is sunrise topics, not sunsets. Sunrise topic means industries which are growing rapidly, like AI, IT, medical, medtech, okay, fintech, medical tech, biotech. Those are the areas which are growing rapidly right now. Market size are expanding rapidly. Korean fintech or medtech, biotech areas are growing right now. They are even producing, a few companies I believe are trying to produce vaccines for COVID-19. So you could actually approach them. Now, here's the thing. If you're going to apply for a job from US for a Korean job, that will be a bit difficult for you. Nevertheless, this is what you can do. A lot of the websites, when you apply, or you want to join apply, you need to verify your phone number, which means that you need to have you need to authenticate your phone number, because every phone number is basically a postpaid line which has your name in it. So they want to authenticate that you are a real person, that you actually own a phone number here, that you have an ID basically. That would be the most difficult thing. Unless you're in Korea, you subscribe to a phone subscription plan and get it done. Now, there are other platforms that might not have that. Okay, for example, Upwork. Okay, Upwork.com. Okay, there's one called Come On. If you know Fiverr.com or Upwork, this is more like Upwork, but it's more like Upwork plus Fiverr. I hope you heard of Fiverr before. Fiverr, yeah. So these are foreign websites, I mean global websites, not Korean. So Come On is a gig marketplace, gig service marketplace, okay, which you can get, you can sell your services to people around the world, around Korea. But I think if I actually registered in here, I think I had to verify my phone number when I registered, so that will be a problem for you, I guess. Now, no, what I would suggest is you could, if you know how to write Koreans, right, you could get a friend to represent you. If you have a friend in Korea to represent you, to subscribe it in Korea for all of these websites, and to outsource this work to you. You can do revenue sharing with your friend. You know, Koreans are generally trustworthy people, so you don't have to worry about being scammed. Subscribe, use their phone number, use their name, subscribe, open an account on the Korean websites, the Saramin website, job website, Come On website, whatever. Then if there's any opportunity, they can sub that work to you, okay? They can outsource the work to you, pass it to you, and you can do a revenue share, commission, give it some commission to your friend. Now, so there's one thing you can try, or you can just write a Korean email to those Korean companies who are producing all these products that you want to sell. You want them to to interpret. Okay. The thing is, they are looking for someone who don't just can interpret. They want someone who could help them to sell and to market those things. Something very simple now. I'm just gonna tell you something very simple that you can do right now. Korea, how do you promote a product from Korea to overseas? First thing in mind is internet, Google search. All the websites, generally Korean companies' websites, are in Korean. Even if it's English can be broken, and then it's not SEO friendly. It's not optimized to be ranked high on Google. You can help them to do that. So if you have that kind of backgrounds in IT, you can create articles and help them to promote those articles, English articles overseas, and link it back to their website. That's one thing, okay? Writing articles, writing stories about them, posting overseas market, writing on Facebook, creating a Facebook page, as simple as that. Let me tell you something. If you have a Facebook, if you know English and you'll be able to interpret whatever they say in Korean to English, you can create an English version of their Facebook page. I repeat. So whatever they actually post on their Korean Facebook page or Instagram or Twitter or whatever, you help them to translate it to a proper English, on that Facebook page for them, the English Facebook page. Now, you will have the access to that Facebook page. Don't give them the access yet. Okay? There's nothing wrong to promote the product overseas. Okay? They're not going to come and sue you for it. I swear to you, because you're helping them for free. This is for free first, to sell their products overseas. Okay? Am I getting somewhere so far? So what happens here is that you say to the company, hey, let's say you just found a company that you think has really good potential to go overseas, and definitely they want to go overseas. And you have a way to say, okay, this is a great product. For example, a cosmetic product. You are probably a lady or a girl, and you like Korean products, Korean cosmetic products. You say, okay, I like this brand. I want to help them to promote it overseas. Apparently, when I search on Google for the brand, I don't know, I can't think of one. Innisfree or whatever, I can't find it in my country. It's not appearing. And there's no proper Facebook page or Twitter page or Instagram page about this brand, okay? You go ahead and create those links, those social media channels for them. Innisfree USA, for example, Facebook.com/Innisfree USA, Instagram.com/Innisfree USA. You own those accounts. You post it for them. You get whatever they have on their social media accounts in Korean. You translate it to English. When you have enough followers, enough likes, enough traction, enough sharing or whatever, you can tell the Korean company, which is Innisfree, for example, that, hey guys, I have been helping you guys to do marketing for free, no cost. Now, I'm not asking you to do it every day. I'm just asking you to do whenever you feel liking it. Whenever you feel like doing it, okay? When you get enough traction, they're gonna notice you, and they might even hire you as a US marketer. Okay, I repeat that. They might eventually hire you as an American interpreter or marketer for the brand in the US. You will find that if you ask a lot of Korean businessmen, you ask why there are not many brands, Korean brands or products in US. I asked a few friends before, and you know what they said to me? We don't feel we have the capability to do it. I mean, why? Oh, because they are a very advanced country, very developed country. They tend to feel very intimidated by Americans, Europeans, and British, because they are more advanced. They speak 10 times better English than Koreans, so they get very pessimistic about that. So if you can provide that lifeline, the opportunity for them to enter the market based on your knowledge of interpreting Korean to English, you're the person that they would hire eventually, okay? So you have to show them some work first, that what you have done for them for free. Look at it as a part-time job. You can try a few brands in Korea, create some Korean, Facebook pages, Instagram pages for them. With an Instagram app right now, you can have multiple accounts in one app. You can have multiple accounts for Twitter app too. You can switch between accounts. I've been doing it all the time. So it's not too difficult. And you can use a tool called buffer.com if you know about this. Buffer helps you to post social media posts on different channels with one account, which means you don't have to do it multiple times on different kind of platforms, different kind of social media platforms. Okay, so I'm going to show you an example. Hey, let me just find an account. It's free. I'm showing you stuff which is free. I don't like you to pay for it because it's COVID, right? Everybody's suffering financially. So you log in and you can install, a buffer Chrome extension like this. For example, right click. Not here. Okay, let me try this one. Right click and buffer this page. So what happens is, this is a Chrome extension here, which you link to my account here. Okay, so what happens is, you post this page. Let's say for example, you want to post this page. Let's say it's Korean translated post or whatever that you have. And you just use Buffer to post it to different channels like this. See? I want to post on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, etc. And when you press add to queue or press post, immediately Buffer will post it for you for free to all those different channels at one time. It saves you a lot of work, especially when you're handling a lot of companies. Okay, so you can just post it here on Buffer. 1, 2, 3, select those channels and write whatever you want to write, add whatever image or video you want to add. Click on it, and you can even schedule it for free, and you get posted according to your schedule. So you can have multiple accounts, but the problem is, because it's a free account, you can only have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 social media channels in one account, and you can only schedule 10 posts per time each time. So once those posts has been sent, you can add more posts, scheduled posts in the queue basically. So 10 posts per queue, which means one account can have maximum of 10 posts, 10, 10, 10. So I think like 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 40, something like that. Okay, so you can do that and help them to promote it to social media. I'm sure you know social media, right? So try to do that. Then when you get enough traction, email your results, do a PPT presentation to them and say, hey, I love your brand so much. Hey, Korean company, I love Korean product. I love your Korean products. I love K-pop. Of course, you learn Korean because of K-pop, right? A lot of people told me that, oh, I like Korean. Want to learn Korean because I love Korean drama. I love Korean K-pop, so forth. Okay, although I don't listen to K-pop or Korean drama, I'll watch Korean drama so much, but you can actually help them to promote the Korean drama, K-pop, or whatever overseas. That's the idea. But I think a lot of people are already doing that. K-pop fan page for this guy, that guy, for BTS, for Super Junior. Yeah. So it's hard to when you want to get the Korean company to notice you. But Korean companies which are selling tires, cars, engineering products, souvenirs, cosmetics, medical kit, COVID test kit would want someone like you, because people don't do this kind of work for them. It's not a natural thing that people would do for them. So try that, okay? Try to do that. So I hope I answered your question. If you have more, you can ask me right here. Okay. I'll be here for the next I think probably 2 more hours to answer your questions that you might have. Okay. So meanwhile, if you like my reply, please subscribe or like this video and share with your friends. Share with your friends, subscribe to my channel. Okay. All right. Go ahead, please. I love questions. Ask, fire away. That's why I'm here. The idea of me being here is because I will be online right now and I'm here live to answer your questions live, instantaneously. Instantly get answers for your questions you might have. And think of me like a doctor. You go to doctor, see you, to fix your problem, to help problems. You might get sick, you might have pain. I'm here to fix or to heal, to cure your business pains or career pains. You might say that. Okay, so think of it like a doctor-patient relationship, this kind of stuff. Okay, go ahead, ask me whatever you want. Post using vocabulary.com if you want to save your time typing. If you have a long question you want to ask. Okay. I'll be waiting for your question. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna go and grab my lunch. All right, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, you mentioned being entrepreneur for K-pop companies or K-pop idols, perhaps. Now, how fierce is the competition for that? I feel like you need to have a lot of connection to be good at Korean. Yes. For K-pop companies and K-pop idols, I think there will be the competition will be very fierce. You know, because they're so famous. So they have so many fans, and so many fans are willing freely to work for them for free. They're already doing that. Fan club, fan page, fan Instagram post, channels, stuff like that. So I would rather advise you not to be an entrepreneur for K-pop companies or K-pop idols, because really it's gonna be very competitive as what you mentioned. Okay, like you would need to have studied Korean for many years. Also, they are more likely to get Korean person to be entrepreneur. Yes, obviously, they are more likely to get Korean to be an entrepreneur than you. So no, again, this is what I ask you to do. What's your value compared to the rest? What are your strengths compared to a typical Korean entrepreneur or anyone? Your strength is in English. Your strength is in being US, as far as I can tell. Okay, you have to work along your strength. Focus on your strength and make use, exploit your strengths. So people in Korea, again, like I mentioned, they may know English, but they may not know the context of what they're talking about for certain industries, markets, topics. So you have to go and focus in one. I don't know what you're good at. I know you love K-pop and K-pop idols. That's what I'm saying. Don't follow your heart too much. Follow your brain as well. Okay, your heart tells you, I want to be an entrepreneur for K-pop idol, BTS. Of course, who doesn't want to do that? They can get a chance to meet BTS and stuff like that. They hope, right? Well, chances are that might not even happen. But anyway, I'm not here to kill your spirit. I'm here to channel your spirit to something that's more actionable, that's more feasible to do instead of being for K-pop companies. And like I said, Korean brands, products are the ones that are very, very desperate. I repeat, read my lips. They are desperate to sell to overseas, not K-pop. I'm sorry, not K-drama. Well, K-drama maybe, but they're already so popular. They don't need more help. It's like, I don't need you anymore. I've got so much sales, so much inquiries, so many fans helping me for free. So why do I need you? You have to find that area that you think that there's lack in Korea, that are desperate, who are willing to get someone like you to come in. Now, this is the part I'm gonna try to tell you, that the part that people don't see the long run. The first thing that you need to do is to get your foot inside this market, this Korean interpretation language market. Once you're in, you build your portfolio. I've worked for company A in Korea. I work for company B in Korea. C, D, E, F, G. When you have that, then you go and talk to the K-pop companies and K-pop idols, because they're gonna ask you the same question. All right, if they want to meet you, right, interview you, hey, have you done any interpretation work for Korean companies? You're gonna say, nope. And do you think they're gonna hire you? Think about it back to yourself. If I were to be a foreigner coming to US and I want to be a US interpreter, Chinese interpreter to Korean, for Chinese English interpreter for US companies, they're gonna ask me the same question. Have you interpreted for any American companies? Nope. And you think they're gonna hire me? Nope. They're not gonna hire me. Okay. Hi Chris, thanks for watching in. If you have any questions, you can ask. You have English? Great. It's great to have someone from UK here. I'm based in Korea right now. My company is in France. I just left France about 2 months ago. It's from the US. Great to have everybody from around the world. I'm here to help people from around the world. That's why we are doing live streaming, right? Because it's global. Now back to Yet. So you have to focus on how to find traction. Okay, work for smaller companies first. Eventually, with the hope that you go into the bigger company. Eventually, you will. You have to build that the career, the ladder up, right? So work for those smaller companies first. A lot of Koreans are very much they work based on relationship, connections. Okay. No, I don't play Fortnite, Chris. I don't have time to play games. I wish I could. I know Fortnite is having virtual concerts. They have like a virtual reality, a virtual world inside that people can have concerts and performances. I heard. That's the only thing I know about Fortnite. I'm sorry. Okay. So, back to Yet. You do all this free labor for 3 reasons. People think, I don't want to do free stuff for people. It's going to waste my time. Not really. 3. First, you're helping a Korean company to do something for free. Now, even if they don't want your help, it doesn't matter. You have built a portfolio. Use that as an experience in your resume. Say, I help company A in Korea to do this. I help them to get 1,000 followers on Instagram or likes. Accumulate all your likes across Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, for their social channel. And I managed to create a Facebook page, Instagram page, all in English for Korean company called A, for example. Okay, you can use that as your portfolio, something that you have done, even though they may not accept what you did. So all hope is not lost when you do something for free labor. Okay, I'm not actually Korean, Chris. I'm actually Chinese by blood, but my wife's Korean. I'm based in Korea right now. I'm in Seoul. But the beauty of me, now talking about strengths, right? The beauty of me is that I am able to look at Korea from outside in. A lot of Koreans that look at things from inside out. So they cannot compare what they're doing is right, what they're doing is wrong. What makes Korea Korean? Because it is the only thing that they know is being Korean. But I'm being a foreigner. I know how it feels like to be Korean, how it feels like to be Chinese. My Bixby is shut up, Bixby. A bit my AI assistants keep calling me up. Okay, right. So from that, I know the perspective. What a better perspective from, for example, from a British perspective towards Korean, from a Chinese perspective of British people. Because of my vast experience of working with different countries, I worked with 7 people from 17 countries before. I did businesses at 17 countries. Yeah, 可以讲华语，一点一点。I can speak Chinese, yeah. I speak generally 4 languages. Not so great in all 4, but enough to converse, to hang out and have beer. If you want to speak Chinese over beer, I'm all for it. Okay, so anyway, I'm not gonna change this topic. I'm going back to Yet. I'm sorry for deviate away. So again, Yet. When the last thing I want to mention, 1, 2, 3, right? Once you build a portfolio, you put on your resume. Third, you get testimonials. Okay, from people. When you do a job with someone for free, if they accepted your job and there's no other future job for that company or from that person, get a testimonial, a review, a feedback from them. Put it on your LinkedIn profile. Ask them to give you a 5-star, a great profile, a great testimonial about you. Because it's free anyway, right? I mean, how bad that could be by saying something bad about you after you offer them free labor, right? People are not so bad, okay? So chances are, if you offer something good to someone for free, guys, no one not pay for it, they will be willing or obliged to give you a positive testimonial. Use that in your next job, in your resume. Ask them to be a referee in your resume. Ask them to recommend you on LinkedIn. Post it on LinkedIn. Stuff like that, okay? Okay, no problem, Chris. So if you have more questions, yet please, you can go ahead and ask of anyone else. Okay, so again, generally what I'm trying to tell you guys is that when you do something, when you want to penetrate into a market, doing something that's difficult to do, where there's a lot of competition, do it for free, at no cost to someone. A lot of startups are doing that. Uber started by paying people to ride Uber. Would you ride on some stranger's car during that time when Uber started? No. So they paid for your trip. Hey guys, you're going for a party in San Francisco, Silicon Valley. I'm going to pay you for your taxi ride. And they paid the taxi to ride for them. To drive them, right? PayPal did that. When you open a PayPal account, they give you $25 worth of credit. Okay. So you have to start by offering something for free. It's not the end of the world. Okay. Okay. So offer it for free, but being free doesn't mean that's it. You can reap the benefit of doing something for free. 3 things I remember. 1, doing for free for the company, eventually be hired by them or get some kind of business from them. If it doesn't work, fine. 2, use it in your resume, use it in your portfolio. Now I'll give you an example. There was many years, it isn't a story. We were building mobile apps for companies. There was a very, very big business media company, a business magazine, which is very famous that time was in Malaysia. They did not have an iOS app. They did not have any app at all. That was in 2010, I believe. So I happened to know the business development manager named Elizabeth Lee. She was there and asked her, why don't you have an app? She said, I don't want to pay for it. What? The company is just too cheap or too frugal to don't want to pay for an app. So she said, yeah, a lot of companies pitch to us. They want to build our app for them. Want to build an app for them, but they said no because it's expensive. So I happened to be boss building apps that time and tell them, okay, I'll do it for you for free. And she said, really? Yeah, iOS app. I got my programmer, built it in about less than a month's time. Use it. Now, this is a catch. This is the important part. Every time you run the app, you're going to see my company's name on it. I repeat, every time you run the app, the free app that we built for that company for free, in return, I get to put my company's brand on the splash screen of the app. Developed by, my company at the time was called Just Mobile. Developed by Just Mobile. And we use that as in our portfolio, right? So we have, we are working with the largest business media company in Malaysia at that time because we offer something for free. Okay, and when I go and talk to people, I say, hey, I was the one, my company built that app for them. Or in fact, okay, you're the company that built that free, the Edge business app? Yeah. Wow, I love the app. Everybody was saying that. I love the app. It was so easy to use. You get it? You see the connection here? Okay, do it for free, doesn't matter. Get the brand at return, get the testimonial, get the portfolio, put them on your resume. Then 3rd, get the testimonial. Yeah, that's the third thing I want to say. Get the testimonials. And she gave us a testimonial and we used that for our future sales pitch to other companies who wanted to build apps. Next question. Excuse me. I'm going to university in the US, and do you think of having a bachelor degree in Korea would make me a lot more valuable? Interesting. Excuse me. Valuable to who? If you talking about valuable to Korean companies, I think so. Why? Because Koreans love degrees, love PhDs, love master degree. They love all those academy certificates. Not me, to be honest, but they do love them. And if you can if you can join a reputable Ivy League, if you can, university in US, oh man, I mean, it's gonna give you a lot of mileage when you want to get a job in Korea. Okay, it would help a lot. I'll give you an example. If you watch the movie Parasite, I'm sure you watched it, right? I actually wrote a blog about this. I'm gonna show you the blog. You know, people are willing to fake having degrees, certificates in Korea. It's not uncommon. Okay, I repeat, it's not uncommon for people to do that in Korea. Where is it? How to win K-Startup Grand Challenge. K-Startup Grand Challenge is a startup competition where Korean government invites overseas companies or startups to apply and to win cash prizes up to $100,000. 100 grand, okay? That's the top prize, just the top prize. Now, I'm gonna show, you can see my screen, great. Okay, if you look at this screen, look at this article, I'm gonna post the article here. Koreans are fixated to having degrees and PhDs, and you know, they long for academic progress. Okay, they love people who have PhDs, who have master degrees, and a lot of them actually pursue it just to get jobs. You know, in Korea, to get a job in the top companies like CJ, SM, conglomerate, Samsung, LG, you must be coming from the top universities in Korea. For example, Korean University, Korean National University, Yonsei University. What else? Can't remember. Top 5, how many? As long as you're from there, chances are you're gonna get hired by them. That's all they're looking for. Look for. They don't look at what projects you did, what like skill sets, whatever. Okay, that's the problem in Korea. Only look at that piece of certificate that you have, and this article speaks volume about that point that I'm trying to say. If you look at back all the previous winners for this competition, all of them virtually past 3 years, every year, all of the winners, the founders of the startups who won, own PhD degrees. Here, all of them. Dr. Alexei, Dr. Jan Schnitger, Dr. Johannes, blah, blah, blah. Back to 2018, same. Dr. Sergey Skokor, Dr. And then this is the part I captured from Parasite movie, where they actually forged a Yonsei University certificate for the sister to be the tutor to the son, right? Jessica. See, graduated from Illinois State University here, the forged document here. Okay, and I've heard of people doing that in Korea. They actually lie to their friends and say that I came from Yonsei University, I came from Chunggu University, whatever civil university in Seoul. So, not to be too long-winded, yes, it will help you a lot if you can get a degree in Korea. But I'm still gonna say it's not guaranteed. It's better if you can get a degree in Korea, a degree in Korean language in Korea instead of in US. Okay, Koreans sometimes look at the country in a very closed, homogeneous manner. Okay, they don't really trust foreigners in a way, so to speak. So if you want to get a degree from US university about Korean, make sure try to get it from a top university, which they would know, renowned university. Otherwise, it'll be hard to validate your skill in Korean. Okay, but it may give you enough mileage to get a entrepreneur job career in Korea. But remember, there are a lot of other English to Korean entrepreneurs in Korea. When I was looking for one, I got almost 50 to 60 resumes being thrown into my email mailbox that time. All of them could speak English, okay, but a lot of them are very general academic entrepreneurs. They don't know the topic so much about business, games, whatever. The time I was in games, business. So you have to find your advantage, your differentiation factor against the rest of the people, against the rest of the entrepreneurs. Okay. Koreans may feel more comfortable working with Koreans. They always feel more comfortable working Koreans. Remove the word may. I don't mean may. If a Korean has to choose between working with foreigners and a Korean, assuming both of them have the same qualifications, they would rather choose the Korean. I repeat, they would rather choose the Korean. Probably same goes to Americans too. All right, probably in America too. If you choose working with foreigners and a local American, you will choose American too. But this point is many times more severe, I would say, more pronounced in Korea than US, because US is a very global country. You get people from all over the world, different foreigners, different nationalities, different backgrounds, different ethnic backgrounds. So in Korea, you only have Koreans. So they're very used to working with Koreans. So they may not feel comfortable working with foreigners. That would be your disadvantage. Sad but true, that will be your disadvantage. So you have to overcome your disadvantage by having more strengths, more skill sets, more value compared to a typical Korean entrepreneur. Okay? Thank you for your question. If you have more, please ask. Yes, yet I just thought of something else. I might have to use multiple messages to ask this question because there are limits to show how many words. Yes, go ahead. You just fire away. I'm here to help. If you want to send me through the form, I actually have a form to post questions, but no, let's not use that now. So everyone who is listening in, we are talking about how to get jobs, how to get a job as an entrepreneur in Korea. Let me just change my question. How to get a job as an English Korean entrepreneur in South Korea. Okay, I'm gonna turn on my display capture. Right, oh, this looks better. Okay. Another trick you can try, is by lowering your fee, your salary. I have seen friends who did that very successfully. Business is all about money, right? Costs, all about fees, costs. Everybody try to reduce their fees as much as they can, especially during the COVID time now. If the cost is a market price is like I don't know, $15 per hour. Okay, if you charge a lower price than that, you're gonna stand out from the rest. You charge $10, $9, $5. And if you're good in your work as an entrepreneur, chances are they would hire you. I would hire you because I'm a businessman. I'm a founder. I have to pay your costs. I have to pay for my pocket, but basically for my business. So it matters, right? The university I'm going to is not very well known, but I'm not worried about that. Haha, no problem. Okay, so let's say I graduated in a couple of years and began doing free interpretation work for Korean company. All right, good. That's a good start. That could be your part-time job when you are when you're studying over the weekend, when you're free. Don't hang out too much. I once had a privilege of listening to President Obama talking right in front of my face. Someone asked me a question. What was your biggest regrets in the world? What was your biggest regret in life? He said, 1, I didn't spend enough time with my mom. 2, I did not spend enough time doing the important things. I wasted a lot of my time as a youth when I was young. He wished he could have spent more time focusing on the right things to do. Maybe you want to listen to what Obama has said. Okay? So while you're studying, do some kind of interpretation work for Korean companies for free. See how's the response. It may not work overnight. Obviously, it will happen eventually. Spend time to sharpen the saw. You know that word, that proverb, sharpening the saw. Okay. So try on work on that. Again, just want to repeat those who just tune in. When you work for free for people, you're not gonna waste your time doing that. You have to exploit the labor that you gave. Few ways is one, it's through getting testimonial from them after you've given the free work. Usually they'll give you a positive testimonial because it's free. They're obliged to. Second, put that free labor that you gave in your resume to prove to future employer that you actually did some relevant work. And three, hopefully you eventually might get hired, paid by the company who you are working free for, if you're proven to be good and proven to like you. Okay, let's say I get hired by a company and, like you said, learn about the business and you can set yourself apart from other entrepreneurs. Yes. What specific business item should I be learning about? Great question. Industry. Okay, you have to look at the major industries which are rapidly growing, expanding right now. Or look at what you're good at first. Or look at what you like. Okay, if you are obviously you like entertainment, Korean entertainment, right? Everybody likes that. You can be an interpreter for the entertainment industry. That's one. I'm not sure how many people are already doing that because entertainment industry is very common in Korea, and a lot of people want to do that. So if you look at that entertainment industry, you will want to learn the jargons involved in translating words. Entertainment industry, live streaming. How do you translate live streaming from Korean to English? In Korea, they don't use the word live streaming. They say online performances. They don't say virtual concert, virtual event. They say online performances. So if you translate it directly, if you want to say live streaming, in Korean, it's actually online performances. Now, if you're in the industry, you will know that. If you're not, you will say, you're going to translate the word virtual live streaming. Then it may not make sense on either side of the communication channel. The Korean may not understand the English person speaking. The English person may not understand what the Korean is speaking. So if you understand the context, okay, you will know. You tell the Korean guy in Korean online performance. You tell the American guy virtual live streaming or virtual event. So you get the idea right now. So you have to understand the context. So specific business item will be the jargons you need to learn. How to write proposals, emails, social media postings, PowerPoint presentation. All these are important. Okay, PowerPoint presentation. They want to sell something overseas. Koreans always want to sell something to you. Okay, especially overseas, especially US, especially those rich countries. They will have a Korean PowerPoint presentation. They will send it to you. You say, okay, you do it for them for free. Send them an email. Say, hey, I'm willing to help you guys to do free Korean to English translation. I'm based in US. I'm a student. I'm willing to do it for free. That's all I'm asking for. Email them. They might reply to it. Email them in Korean or English. Doesn't matter. Even if they have someone in that knows English, their English most probably isn't that great. Broken, grammatically wrong, sounds weird, out of context sometimes too. A lot of times. Just like the example I just showed you just now. Since 2010, they said the since of 2010. but to trying to say the same thing, but the way how to say it is so weird. It's totally wrong, right? Grand opening, we say grand opening. Koreans, they say grand open. So you see a lot of those kind of banners saying, "Whoa, we have a grand open today." No, it's grand opening. Okay, which will sound weird to an American, right? So get a PowerPoint presentation, translate to English for them, send it back to them. For example, PowerPoint, reports. Reports, I don't think it will send to overseas people, no. PowerPoint presentation is very important. Website translation. Okay, just try to do this, okay? Go to find those specific websites or top industries, markets that you will want to get into. Find the companies and find their websites. If they have an English website, you are definitely going to find fault in their English translation. I repeat, you are definitely going to find problems in the translation. So what you do is go to the website, take a screenshot. There's a lot of software I can show you later. Label it, mark it to them for them, and say, hey, you should change the word online performance to live streaming, online performance to virtual concert, for example, because you said that, oh, we don't use that kind of word in America. For example, English, okay, British English, American English, two distinctions, right? The car, the trunk is called the boot. The hood is called the bonnet in British English. Things like that. Even in English, into English, the context matters. The way how you say it matters from different country to country. So you want to do that. Go to the website, take a screenshot. You know what? Let me just demonstrate to you. Okay, let's just go to a Korean website. Korean website which has English. I cannot think of any right now. Okay. Cafe Benny, maybe they can have a English version. Cafe Benny, okay. Now let's try. It's in Korean, okay, let's try the English. English version of Korea. They say pants, they say trousers. Exactly! Pants, trousers, So you get the flow, right? Okay, now let's go ahead and do this. The place where good people make good coffee with good beans is Cafe Bene. Duh, come on. This is like one of the biggest coffee company in Korea, and this is all you can come up with. I'm sorry, I need to share my screen first. Okay, Cafe Bene. Okay, English version of Cafe Bene. If you look at the screen, wait, I'm gonna zoom in, show you. Go to eng.cafebene.co.kr, okay? And you will see a screen like this. Okay? Now, where was it just now? Damn it. Oh, okay. The tagline. Okay, Koreans are really bad in taglines. I repeat, okay, we are really bad. Hello again. The Cafe Bene is the place where good people make good coffee with good beans is Cafe Bene. Come on, this is like a 5-year-old. It's like a 5-year-old English here. Okay, take a screenshot. I'm using this. I'll show you the link. How I did this screenshot. Okay, mark it. Why don't you say I'm just thinking out loud right now. Cafe Bene, how do you spell Cafe Bene again? The best there is, the best coffee there is, the best coffee there will be. Of course it's bullshit, right? But it's a very strong tagline. But just an example. The best coffee there is, the best coffee there would be. That's what I said about Michael Jordan. So I'm just copying from what they said about Michael Jordan in US when he retired. A statue of Michael Jordan somewhere in Chicago, I think. Why don't you say this below? The best coffee there is, the best coffee there will be. And you have to explain to them, because as a Korean, they don't see the distinction, the difference between saying this and saying that. Because, you know, the English isn't that great, right? So can't blame them, right? So if you can change this and make it something sounds better, wow, you know, they say, wow, and this girl from America sent me this opinion, suggestion, why don't you do this? You'll be a lot better. And make sure that you have your resume, and not resume, your LinkedIn profile. Make sure Koreans don't really use LinkedIn, but those who know English, they actually have LinkedIn profiles. Use that. And you know, so that they know who you are, what are your credentials. So your LinkedIn profile is like your resume, right? Your live resume, online resume, right? So do this and send it to them and tell them that. I wanted to do that actually for this Manako? No, where's that chicken screenshot? For Chicken Maru, you see, the creed, business creed, I changed it for them. So Chicken Maru 1% extra flavor, 2% extra cleanliness, and 3% extra kindness. So I improved it, enhanced it to be, we seek to go beyond expectations by offering 1% more flavor, 2% more cleanliness, and 3% more kindness. So you make it sound more professional, more appealing, more cool. You know, the Chicken Maru produces a delicious and high quality product, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you tell that to a 5-year-old kid, I guess. So it's a 5-year-old English, right? We are committed to produce satisfying, delicious, and hygienic products. Make it sound more professional, you know, more elegant, more. Yeah, I guess you know what I mean. Okay, so when you see all these errors or areas that you can improve their English, send it to them. Send a screenshot to them. In fact, you could just download this screenshot or done. You can save it as an image, attach it, or have a link. There, generate a link, email them, you must tell them that you're from the US. I repeat, tell them that you're from the US because Koreans generally like people from the US compared to from Asia, from India, from other lesser countries. Okay, they look up to Americans generally speaking. So send it to them and say, hey, I like your coffee, I love Korean products. And I went to your website, I saw that you had this. Why don't you improve it to this? For example, you know, if you're good in writing, you know. So, or give them a few suggestions to say. Explain to them why you have to say that. You have to explain to them why you should say this and say that. Say, oh, this one looks a bit less appealing to Americans. It sounds too common. There's nothing so hot about it. Alright, not so sexy about it. Explain to it, and why don't you use this tagline, that tagline, and a few more. Send it to them and see how you get a response or not. If they don't, doesn't matter, you know, keep on trying. Use this as, for example, a work, a thesis, a project that you used when you're studying. You say, I did a thesis about how to improve Korean, English language around Korea by correcting their mistakes from different companies, different websites, and so forth. Okay, so try to do this. Translating, okay, I'm supposed to share with you this extension. Nimbus Web, I think. Nimbus screenshot for Chrome. Just search for this. Yeah. Search this keyword, you'll find it. Nimbus screenshot for Chrome. We can take screen recording, video recording, screenshot, etc. Alright. And just go ahead and fire away, find all those websites which need any help in English, and do it for them for free. You know, eventually they might say, okay, why don't you just help us to retranslate all our English texts, for example. Okay. Good. Okay. Another thing, let's try. Okay. Another thing, let's say I try to do interpreting work in the US when I graduate. I will only have studied Korean for 2 years, so I will not be very good. There are interpreters in my city that have interpreting for years. Yes, you might have difficulty in that. Okay. Well, if that's the case, I don't think you should be an interpreter that much. You should be more of a marketer to work for a Korean company, because you're saying that your Korean language isn't that great compared to the rest. So if you want to be great in interpreting only, then you need to buck up your Korean language skill. Now, if you think that you will have a disadvantage against the rest, again, like I said, you have to find your strengths. How do I get interpreting jobs when I graduate when I don't have any experience? Like I just mentioned to you just now, you offer your jobs for free. You do free labor for people. When it's free, I'm certain that you will be able to find a job. Say there is a KCON. I'm not sure which part of US you're at, whether it's Los Angeles, LA. LA has this thing, an annual thing called KCON. No thanks to COVID, I'm not sure whether it's going to happen next year. When KCON is there, I'm sure there is a side event, expo or business summit where people will talk about business, B2B, business to business topics about K-pop and entertainment industry between US and Korea. During that time, I'm very sure that they're gonna need Korean company who are flying to US would need interpreters. Okay, now you will be at an advantage at that time because I don't think there are a lot of. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many Korean interpreters are there in the US. If they're not a lot, you can have a chance to interpret for by being paid. Or if they're just too difficult to get a job to be an interpreter in US for Korean companies, you will have to offer your service for free. Now you can also be an interpreter for American company to talk to a Korean counterpart. Generally, most of the time in Korea, interpreters are already provided by the event organizer themselves, so you don't have to hire. Okay, so some of them they do hire. So if you only have studied Korean for 2 years, you have to study more basically. You don't really have to be worried about being good or being not good. I'm not sure how good you are, but as long as you are able to relay the information between the two parties and they understand what one another are saying, they will be good enough. A lot of times when I hire interpreters during that time, they're not good interpreters, to be honest. They do not understand the topic, the context. For example, the word cash cow. What does it mean by cash cow? It's a very business word, business jargon called cash cow. Cash cow means when you have a product that's making a lot of cash for your company. It's like you have a cow which you can milk the money. Money is like milk the milk. The milk is like cash, right? So easy to press and the money will just come out. So cash cow means that. The interpreter didn't understand that. Okay, things like that. So again, context, business context, industry context that you must understand what the people are talking about. Okay. When you don't have experience, get an intern, be an intern, get an internship position in companies who are doing a business with Korea. vice versa. That's one way. I'm not sure if interns are being paid in the US. I know some areas, some states, they don't pay interns. Doesn't matter, go for the experience, right? Okay, so I hope I answered your question. I'm a complete beginner. I just started university. I'm just talking about what will happen 2 years when I graduate. Oh, I see. Okay, wow, you have the whole world ahead of you. So what are you studying? Can I know what are you studying? Are you studying Korean studies or Korean language as your major? Okay, it's good that you ask now. Nobody can think that far. Usually people don't think so far 2 years ahead of time. Congratulations to yourself. You are already been thinking about what you plan to do in the next 2 years. I know I didn't have any ideas of what I wanted to do when I graduated. No, you haven't even started university. I mean, you just started university and you already thought of that. Okay, I'm majoring in Korean. Great. So whatever I mentioned to you would apply to you. Again, get working experience. It's all about working experience. If you don't have experience, offer your work for free. Be an intern for free. Because your parents are gonna pay for your expenses anyway, right? You don't really need that money. Well, it's good if they could pay you, but when you first want to start, get real life working experience by helping Korean or American companies at events or at the websites, at the social media channels, things like that for free. That's where you build your portfolio. That's where you build your experience of interpreting Korean to English and vice versa. Okay, use this as a tool to advance in your future career. Okay, and you should also, if you can, once COVID has settled down, come to Korea, understand how Korean works. Korea market is quite different than the rest of the world. I must say that it's very homogeneous. The way how people do things here are quite different than the West. Okay, a lot of things. That's why Korea is quite an isolated country in a way. They have their own Google. They don't use Google, they use Naver. They have their own McDonald's, which is called Loteria. They have their own WhatsApp, which is called KakaoTalk. They have their own Amazon, which is called Coupang or Gmarket. There's so many of them. So Korea is a very independent, self-sufficient country and very, in a way, isolated from the rest of the world. There is a Korean town in my city. I'm sure that I could maybe try and offer interpretation work for free. Yes, Koreatown, K-Town, LA, K-Town, LA. Is it there? Are you staying in Los Angeles? I'm not sure. Let me know. Yes, you can offer free interpretation work for free. Yes, a lot of Koreans I know, especially the ajumas and agencies, the elderlies who are running businesses, they don't know much of English. Yeah. You don't have to wait when you graduate. You can do it now. You can start. This is what I want to tell everyone. All the successful people in the world, they have one thing in common. They started early. Okay, Ray Dalio, the billionaire staying in Connecticut. He runs the what's the name again? Blackfish Capital. Forgot. He's one of the biggest hedge fund manager. He runs one of the biggest hedge fund managing companies in the world. He started investing in stocks when he was 13 years old. 13. Okay, not 30, but 13. Okay. Everyone, Lewis Hamilton, the Formula One champion, he started racing when he was 5. Okay, always start early. So try to start early when whatever that you're doing. Bill Gates started early when he was young, the mother supported him, brought him, helped him to do sales pitches, sales calls to companies when he was what, 18? Okay, so start early. Don't have to wait until you graduated. As long as you can do enough work for people, go ahead and try, take risks a little bit, because now is the best time to take risks because you are nobody right now. You have nothing to worry about. You got nothing to lose. Do some kind of work for people. It's free anyway. No one's gonna scold you over it because it's free. No one's gonna be too demanding things from you because it's free. All right. So anyone else who has any questions you want to ask, go ahead. I'll be here for another few. Not sure how long I've been online. I have a limit of 4 hours, to be honest. Hey. Let me just see. Okay, I got about 1 hour left. When's my next stream will be? Every day. I try to stream every day if I can. If you're in the US, so I could stream in the morning. I usually stream in the morning or during the night time in US. So that might help you guys in US. Okay. But you don't have to wait for my live stream to start asking questions. I will give you my link to my online form, which you can post your questions. Where is that form? Okay. Now I'm not gonna do this forever. So if you wanna grab me, you better grab me now. This is the form. Okay. So you may ask there. Okay, I guess I'll still be here for the next 1 hour while I catch up with some work. So I hope I answered all your questions yet. Please subscribe and please, when you subscribe, whenever I go online, you'll be notified on YouTube. So you might want to do that, and please invite your friends to ask questions, your university mates, students, lecturers, friends who want to get into business, who wants to find career in Korea, anything like that. Okay, all right, nice talking to you, Yit. So yes, you're right. You manage social media or websites of the Korean restaurants in my area. Yeah, that would be a good start. Very good start. US is a very online country. A lot of people have websites, even restaurants. Social media is important, especially Instagram. Post on photos, of their food, things like that. But when they have a promotion, they don't know how to translate it to English, from Korean to English. They don't know how to do that. That will be your work. You'll be your help. Do that. Yes, start doing that. It will help a lot. They will like you. Hey, you might get free meals, free dinner, free Korean food. Oh man, I'm sure you love Korean food, right? They don't pay you in cash. They pay you in kinds. You get I'm not sure if you're old enough to drink. You get beer, soju from Korea. Wow, that'd be great. Cosmetic, maybe they buy you some gifts. Ramyeon. Okay, good. please do that. Let me know. But let me know if you are anything that you've done. All right. So any other things? Oh, you're welcome. I hope you like. I hope I answered your questions. I hope I have been helpful to you. Well, that's what I do. I'm not gonna do this so often anymore because when I'm free now, I'm pretty free right now because COVID is still raging around the world. I'm running a startup that is doing live streaming where I'm trying to live stream foreign artists to foreign countries for dedicated live streams. For example, to bars, restaurant, clubs, DJs. Streaming a US DJ all the way to Korean club, for example. And clubs are closed, bars not that open yet. The people are not so many yet at those outlets, so we're waiting for COVID to settle down, maybe in a couple of weeks. Okay. All right, so yep, I'm gonna continue my right now to do some